Alright, welcome back to Resident Evil 8. I am very excited to be doing this right now, because what we are about to embark upon is the brand new, at least for me it's brand new, DLC, Shadows of Rose. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I quite like this. I've seen, I guess, some stuff that it looks like a lot of people don't like this, and I don't quite know why. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I played it in one sitting. I really just liked playing it, and I thought it was cool, and it brought a lot of new, interesting ideas into Resident Evil 8, so, I don't know. I enjoyed it. But let's just get right into it, right?
Hey, Kay. Sorry I'm late.
It's okay, I'm just enjoying the day.
You said you had something important to tell me? I hope it's not about Chris wanting me to join his operation, because I already told him that's not happening. I see what he puts you and the rest of his Hound Wolf squad through. No, thank you.
It's not about that. It is about you.
Me?
I worry about you. How are things at school?
Seriously? That's what you wanted to talk to me about?
That group of mean girls still hassling you?
You mean, are they still treating me like a freak?
Hey! Look at me. You are not a freak.
I am. You know I am. That's why I keep my distance from everybody at school. If they knew what I really was.
So... you don't have any friends that you can talk to?
Talk to? About what? How I'm hardly even human? How I'm some kind of horrendous monster? Hey, it's okay. I hardly ever murder my friends.
What if there were a way to get rid of your powers?
I get rid of them in a heartbeat.
All right, well, I think there's something I need to show you. You already know about Miranda and the mutamycete, how she researched it obsessively and performed experiments on human subject.
Like me.
Exactly. What you don't know is that we recently found some of her research. Apparently, she discovered a purifying crystal that can remove the mutamycete from its host.
Purifying crystal?
If we can get our hands on one of these, we might be able to weaken or remove your powers entirely.
Are you kidding me?
No, but her notes are incomplete. However, I think I have an idea where we can find the rest of her research.
Let's do it. Let's find it. Where is it?
In there.
What?
That's a fragment of the megamycete. It absorbs and stores memories from people who pass away in close proximity, including Miranda, and everything she knows. If you enter its consciousness, you might be able to solve the mystery of the purifying crystal.
Wait, what do you mean enter its consciousness?
So your deep connection will allow you to explore the information within.
That sounds crazy. You sound crazy.
Yes, Rose, but not dangerous, right? Think of it just like walking through somebody else's memories.
You really think this can work?
I think it's worth trying. What do you have to lose?
How do I even do this?
Shit, I don't know. Try reaching out to it. See what happens.
Okay. Fine. What the hell?
Rose is so weird.
Yeah, it's like she sees things that aren't there. Creepy.
Stay away from us, you freak.
Imagine wanting to be friends
She's
with her.
definitely
Ew,
not normal.
something just moved on her hand. What's wrong with her?
Shut up!
Stay away from us, you
Freak.
Ew, something just moved on her hand.
Away. Freak.
Just disgusting.
Please just stop! I'm still here? Kay. Kay? Where are you? Kay! This isn't right.
So, like, right off the bat, I'm gonna say I think the third person stuff is really great. Like, I think it really does genuinely change the way that Resident Evil 8 plays. Miranda's research claims that the Megamycete preserves the memories of people who passed away within its area of influence, absorbing them into its own vast consciousness. We also know, based on our previous encounters with the mold, that people who are contaminated with the Mutamycete are connected in a kind of mold network. If we extrapolate from this, we can surmise that subjects with a strong affinity to the Mutamycete should be able to use the network to connect to the memories of the dead within the Megamycete. It should be possible to verify this theory using the lab's Megamycete sample we collected 16 years ago. We just need a suitable subject with a proven connection to the mold. Unfortunately, this presents a problem. Our organization's policies prevent us from directly contacting civilians who are infected with Mutamycete. Certainly the ethical reasoning is understandable, but it has rendered the confirmation of this theory impossible. It pains me to think of how much mankind could stand to benefit from this preservation and indexing of human consciousness. The possibilities of preserving or even reclaiming great minds. Perhaps there's some way of cutting through the red tape. So this was one of the things that I was kind of very curious about going into this was, is the thing that we saw at the end of Resident Evil 8, was that a time skip, or does Rose just grow, like, really quickly? And that seems to be confirmation that it's a time skip.
Wait. What?
Which I think is interesting, but I'm also really worried that Resident Evil 9 is just going to skip over the last 16 years of, like, Resident Evil history. So, I don't know. We'll see going forward. I was glad that they were like, hey, we're just going to do the Rose stuff in this DLC. Which, again, I was very worried that Resident Evil 9 was going to be all about Rose 16 years later. Which, like, there's so many other threads that they've just dropped that it would really feel bad if they were to just jump 16 years ahead. So I'm glad that right now they seem to only be focusing on Rose in this DLC. And hopefully Resident Evil 9 will still follow, like, 8. Hey, look, it's a shoe. It's a dang old shoe. Most of this DLC is, like, completely just flipped assets, reused assets from 8.
So gross. What is
And
this?
I could see people being upset about that, like, people not really liking it for that reason. Again, I don't know what the complaints about this are. I've mostly avoided it. Everything I've seen, people that I, like, talk to and stuff,
Is
they all seem to
someone
really
there?
like it.
Dangerous.
But I know that it has a pretty negative
What is-
response.
Why? Hang tight. I'm gonna see if I can find a key.
The one thing I will say is that this beginning is so slow. This is my top speed currently. I can't do anything to influence how fast Rose goes. This is her absolute top speed. And I can see that, like, replaying this is probably not going to be the greatest. Like, I'll probably just do, like, have a save file that's, like, halfway through the game, like, after this part's done. Just so that I don't ever have to play this opening bit again. To create art, simply add to the rabbit's carcasses. Decay is not an issue. Note, spruce them up with a bit of makeup. Makes them seem more alive. Okay, that's weird. And specifically in this part, I'm not going to go out of my way to explore every single area. Just because, like I said, kind of dull, this opening bit.
Okay. What the hell is this stuff?
Whoops, I literally just walked away for 1 second during that cutscene. I'm not really, like, against the idea of a time skip. I just want all the other stuff to be resolved first. But, like, Resident Evil The Next Generation sounds like it could be cool. Like, you could have Rose, you could have Moira. Like, Sherry can be an integral part of that, since she was kind of the young generation of the original games. I think it could work. But, again, it's not really... Why am I over here? Why did I come over here? Literally no reason. There is a lot of stuff, though, that looks like you can interact with it, but you actually can't. Very strange.
Gross.
And I think the way that they reuse all the assets and reuse all the locations is interesting. Like, I think a lot of people, what they wanted out of this was, like, they wanted to see more Lady D or more Heisenberg or just more stuff that was similar to the 8th game, like all the characters that they liked. And that's not really what you get here, which I can see people being upset about, but also, this is basically what I wanted this DLC to be.
What's this? Thanks. Thank you. That wasn't... You look just like me. Who are you? I'm Rose. What's going on here? Must keep moving. But... too dangerous here.
This is exactly the kind of stuff that feels like everything that I hate in a video game, where it's just they make you walk so slow.
Wait up!
You're just following another character who's talking to you. Like, it's all the Western game shit that I don't like. Like, Naughty Dog games, the new God of War games. Like, there's no reason for this. Just let me play the game, right? Also, I could have sworn you could interact with that weird, like, hook thing on the wall. But yeah, this is the only part of the DLC that I don't... Well, there's another part that I don't like, but we'll get to that.
Hey, wait, where are you going?
But yeah, this is very just slow and boring. It's cool the first time. Like a lot of those games, like the Uncharted games and stuff like that. It's cool the first time you do it. But then the next time that you want to just play through the game, you're like, oh god, I gotta do this again. That seems bad for her. Like, I do like this. It's just weird that there's all these, like, roses around. They're all, like, being tortured and, like, locked up, and they're all, like, losing their minds, like, slowly. Like, I think it's pretty cool.
Are you listening to me?
The switch handle's missing.
Looks like I gotta go find it. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. Thank you. But yeah, the third-person thing, I think, is really incredible. like, I think I made it pretty clear, and sorry, my dog is making a lot of noise. I made it pretty clear when I did a playthrough of this for the channel, of Resident Evil 8, that I think Resident Evil 8's a good game, but there's just something about it that just never really clicked with me. That I think it really is a stellar game, but for whatever reason, I just could never place it among, like, one of my favorite Resident Evils. Playing it again in third person is genuinely, like, it's eye-opening. It's like, okay, I actually really love this game.
Did that really? Oh god.
I will say this is also fairly, like, grisly. Like, I feel like Resident Evil 2 Remake was pretty grisly, and this kind of goes back to that. Because it wasn't in 7, and it definitely wasn't in 3 Remake. But, like, there's some weird-looking stuff going on in this game.
What?
It sure would be nice if I could run. Like, this scene in particular is very grisly. And look, I'm just gonna say it. Ever since Resident Evil Revelations, the series has been obsessed with, like, goopy guys. Just, like, big, tall, lanky, goopy guys that walk around. And I think these are my favorite since Revelations. Like, the ooze in Revelations are fine. They're kind of boring. The Revelations 2 enemies are probably the worst. They're just so boring. Resident Evil 7, the mold, are kind of interesting. I think they're kind of creepy. But these guys, these are the best goop guys that they've given us.
No way!
I would just have to say. I think they're cool, they sound cool,
Oh my god!
and they're fun enough to fight. I think they're pretty neat.
What? Dead end! No! Stay back! What on earth?
I was grabbing a drink. Hold on. You can't attack me while I'm having a drink. It's unfair. I didn't know the cutscene was going to end. Hey, thanks. Mysterious words. Also, it is possible to get grabbed here. You just have to be very bad at the game. Or very high, like I was the first time I played this. There was a noise that I thought was in the game, where I thought it was like part of the soundtrack, but I'm just now realizing that it's someone with like a power saw somewhere in my neighborhood.
What are you? Okay. What were those things? What is happening here? How? What is this? Where am I? Not until I get this out of my body. There's a crystal here that will remove the mold. I need to find it. And I'm not leaving until I do. Who are you? My guardian angel? Do you have a name? If you're an angel, then... Gabriel? Michael? Okay. Michael? What now?
It's been almost 20 years, but we finally have another Michael in the Resident Evil series. Finally, my people are being represented. We got Mike, the helicopter pilot, from Resident Evil 4, and now we got Michael, the ghost. Nice.
These poor things.
Yeah, this is weird. You can't quick heal in this version, because the button that you would use to quick heal is being used for something else this time around.